that I must have told you this a million times. Joshua Little has done his 361 thesis. I've read most of it. Where she's freaking between the ages of like 19 and 22 based on the work that he's done, right? This was his PhD thesis, The Age of Aisha. So, I mean, you might want to run this through some kind of.
I never put an age. Honestly, I never said an age throughout this whole entire conversation.
I mean, he acknowledges her as a woman, right? So, this is what I'm trying to say. So, you might want to kind of run this argument through some academic work, or if you have already. I mean, any view is obviously respected within academia, even if it may not be accepted.
Academia, they have no. There's no academia that gives me a historical Kaaba. You actually think I'm gonna get? You think I'm gonna get an honest answer out of academia in Islam about Muhammad having a boy as a child bride? No, I'm not. I'm not going to get an honest answer out of the Kaaba, let alone who he married. So, what, are you serious? Give me an academia where the Kaaba was at the Kaaba during the time of the Kaaba was supposed to be at the Kaaba.
Okay, yeah, you can make an argument for that.
Kaaba.
Yeah, you can make an argument for that. You can make an argument for Petra. Like, these are all respected, like, viewpoints within academia, right? That Kaaba was not, that's not what the Quran refers to. It refers to the Petra, the temple, etc. Like, these are all views within academics.
Where do they grow olives in Petra? I mean, not in Petra, in the Kaaba. Where are the olive trees?
Yeah, so you can make an argument such as that. But to say that she's a boy, I'm not so sure. Like, that could be a stretch.
What about the Al Zut? What about those? Should I just look at those as like what? As like what? Just lies? The story about the Al Zut, is that like a lie? Because there's a high, like, there's like a really good chain. It's in Bukhari. It's been recorded. How should I take the Zut sort of claim?
Yeah, he's not gonna. Not everyone's gonna grant you that.
Or him kissing young boys.
No one's gonna grant you that simply because it's perhaps not there in the primary source, right? AKA the Quran. So there's no mention of it, etc. Now, if you're reading in Hadith, you might have to do their whole like system of.
There's no mention of Aisha
in there either. Yeah. However, there's reference to.
So then, if there's no mention of Aisha in the Quran, it all holds bar. What are you talking about?
Correct.
Can I add to the Elsa thing?
Yeah, it's not there in the Quran. Like, I don't know.
With Elsa, the author or the writer of those hadiths, they were seen with the companion of Allah in Abu Bakr during their time on multiple occasions. So from Islamic authors and study guide people, they said that would bring it to a level of Sahih Bukhari.
Let's be fair here. I'm trying to be as fair as possible. I really am. I'm trying to be as fair as possible here, saying that, you know what? It wasn't a girl. But we should stop making these accusations. He's, a P, whatever. He just had a bit of a fetish. An older man fetish.
According to Sunnis, whilst it talks about it in Bukhari, as narrators have presented it, like, this is a more honest way to, like, present something like this than to say, like, this is what he is.
And so then prove Aisha was a female.
I usually take from, like, academic sources for all religions.
What academic sources? Because you're telling me that.
I mean, I haven't read anywhere where she's a man. She's a boy, little boy.
So this is the thing, right? If it's not in the, so you were saying if it's not in the Quran, then we shouldn't take it serious. What sources you can tell me? Because you know
I
I've
told
read
you
the
my
Quran.
metric is the academics. If it's not in the Quran, why even come positive? If that's going to be like your,
Because they keep bringing it up.
yeah, that's their problem. Like,
They keep bringing it up. So I'm like, you know what? It's a mystery. I think that they're under conjecture. I mean, they're under conjecture when it comes to a lot of things
Yeah.
in religion. So
yeah, you can make that argument. If it's
And
not there, yeah.
I mean, the Shias don't even think she's worthy of even having existed.
I mean, she
This was
existed.
a political move.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you the reasons why I think she was a boy. You want me to give you the reasons?
Yeah.
Supposedly she was at war or leading battle. This would make sense, right? She was left behind, right? She was left behind in a caravan, or that she was just left behind. So everyone knows that, especially in Arabia, with the way they are women, she probably would have never made it home. She was a woman.
She was a.
She would have never been left out if that was a woman, because they usually are never alone. Only boys are alone. Another reason why I think with the thing with the battle is the fact that they tried to emphasize that she was either strong, not a girly girl sort of person. That she was
probably like a stud.
yeah, probably like a tomboy type, right?
Yeah, they call them like studs now in the city.
Yeah. So it makes sense from just the way they describe Aisha as not being a very girly girl sort of girl, left behind in battle. I mean, why is it that the Coptic woman, right, and all these other women would prepare food for Muhammad besides Aisha? When was Aisha ever recorded making food for the Prophet?
She's aristocracy.
You what?
She's aristocracy. She doesn't
Oh,
cook. People
she
cook.
doesn't cook.
That's the other wives at the same time. Remember?
Makes
Like,
sense.
there's
Sounds like a young boy that's
Bro,
never
I don't
cooked
cook.
a meal in his life.
Am I a young boy? I've never entered my kitchen.
I mean, you are kind of
A young boy.
no, you are kind of like
You made rice.
dudes. You're like one of the guys, man.
Oh,
Yeah, but you made rice.
I made rice. Yeah, I made rice before.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not saying
I
you're not.
burnt it.
I'm not saying you're not girly. I'm just saying.
But I also burnt it.
I've never spoke to you or talked to you like a sexual woman thing. For Nargis, you've always been a homie.
Okay, then probably like Aisha was a homie.
Yeah. Yeah. No, well, no. See, you can't compare yourself to Aisha.
Oh my god, absolutely not. I'm not doing it. And I would never.
Let's try to be careful with our words here.
You know my feelings about her.
My thing is that yeah, Aisha's a boy. There's no way. There's no way he's not. There's no way Aisha's not a boy. Because then prove that she was a female. When did she get her period? What year? Because guess what? There's stories and narrations of them waiting for her to get her period. They were waiting. There's narrations of this. Now, why would you wait for a malnourished 9-year-old girl that, listen, when you're malnourished, especially at a young age, you'll never, like, getting your period sometimes is so temperamental, even with women of today, and they're not malnourished. Like, it just seems a bit, say like, oh yeah, look, oh yeah. Her ass is bleeding. She got her period. No. It's ridiculous.
Even guys' asshole can bleed.
Yeah, you have to prove to me that Aisha was a female, first and foremost. You have to give me more than her just playing with dolls. Like, it has to be
You're gonna lose credibility on this
something.
argument because you're providing like idiotic points, like we don't please Bart, like this is
I'm getting blamed for Islamophobia either way, so I might as well give stupid arguments with it anyway, so I'm going with full fledged.
Is she is it safe to say like she's like the most polarizing figure in Islam, given that like she's the reason for the split, Sunni Shia, essentially?
She freaking she sat on that camel and went freaking fighting with, I mean, a little more, many of her time, and nobody fights the Emir or the Caliph of the time, right? So this is why, like, you can make the argument that in that verse in the Quran, Megatron, which one is it? Where if two Mormons are fighting amongst each other.
Oh, two women, yeah.
Two Mormons are fighting amongst each other. One of them is surely wrong and is a hell dweller, right? Make peace between them, and if not, one of them goes to hell, which is what the Shias make the argument for. It does hamper your religious view if you don't put her in a camp of good or evil. So this is what they would fight for her, and that Ali did not kill her in battle whilst she lost it was out of respect for the Prophet, and just let her go.
You can't have the only woman mentioned in the Quran in a negative light, though. It just can't happen.
She's not mentioned in the Quran, bro.
Oh, she's not. Oh, Mary.
I mean,
I'm thinking about Mary.
Mary
Okay.
is. No, we're talking.
Yeah.
Bro.
Okay.
What are you comparing? Who to who?
My bad.
You're comparing.
So wait, you know why I
The
say
mother
that?
of God married to
I feel as though Aisha is like, it's like for Sunnis is like Mary for Catholics.
Basically.
Like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Probably.
that was the figure. That was the figure. Yeah, that's what
I mean, they do call her mother and stuff, so.
Yeah, she's the mother of believers.
I just think that, like, yeah. So, well, we just can't have anything bad happen to her. That's all I'm saying. You know, it's funny. Like my friend growing up, he's Iranian, and man, I was like trying to like. I remember he would get so angry talking about Aisha. I'd be like, "Why are you so mad?" You know, like this is like a level of anger.
My blood is boiling right now as an Iranian.
Like, you know, like what is
Dang,
going
you're
on?
talking about a filthy person.
I can't understand how. Like, I get the what is that called? The something of embarrassment.
Yes. Criterion of embarrassment.
The criteria of embarrassment. I understand the criteria of embarrassment, but
Interesting you say that, because I think Aisha wanted to be a caliphate like Imam Ali, but then she would have to reveal that she is a guy.
Bro.
yeah.
I'm not going down that road, but I will say this. Yeah. I like the Shia conception of the Mahdi, but I don't like that they don't like Aisha. So I'm torn.
I'm sorry,
I think I'm Team
I'm
Shia
sorry
or
for
Team
you.
Sunni.
There's a reason for it.
If you've read Joshua, if you read Jonathan Little's dissertation, he wrote a dissertation on this topic of Aisha, and there's the conclusion that he came to was that there isn't enough historical evidence to even know her age. Like, there's nothing that it can historically reliably say about this person. It's even possible that this person didn't even exist.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It could be, man.
Yeah. But there are
No children, never getting pregnant.
Okay.
And I understand what you're saying. Like, maybe certain women have difficulty getting pregnant.
That's what they're saying, right?
That would have been shown as a miscarriage.
That's what they're saying.
That would have been shown as something, right?
The whole of Bukhari's freaking Hadith corpus relies on freaking 50% of her. So now what? Now what's gonna happen if this person didn't even exist in history? Like, yeah, just as it does make that skeptical analysis of her existence.
I think the only thing that could probably save on this argument and look at the chromosomes, you know. But the likelihood of
Go ahead.
no, you guys go ahead.
No, I mean, it's really interesting. It's really interesting. I never really thought about her. You know, like, because there's only one talking point for people who are outside of Islam, but actually she's really an important person. Even if there's mystery. Yeah. Well, even within Shia.
Within
Shia,
yeah, exactly. So her non-existence would be like absurd as a concept if you take like both corpuses, right? Now, Joshua Little is not obviously setting this in stone, but he's also saying things like her age. If, Daniel, I don't know if you read the part where he speculates the age being between like 19 and 22, something like that, based on his sister's age, Sarah. He does give an explanation like that.
Well, then, wait a second.
I think some people are going to be a little bit so Joshua Little's, Jonathan Little's, it says that if we want to really look at it, he doesn't commit to any age at all. He just says, look, there's enough evidence for us making these claims, and he doesn't trust. What he doesn't trust is Bukhari, a testament of six marriage and 9 consummation. So, I mean, you could say that he didn't say that she was like 19. You know, that's a little.
Yeah, you can't say
absolutely.
absolutely.
The other thing I guess is Aisha, pretty young, besides, the marrying and all that other stuff. She's pretty younger in her age for the most part. And a lot of people say that she had a lot of periods during that time. There's the Sahih Bukhari verse about the semen being washed off. And then there's also the verse about Muhammad visiting all his wives in one night. He used to put the hammer down, as they say. So there should have been a chance that she should have got pregnant. Unless it is a guy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. There are plenty of opportunities. The guy had children with other women. How successful was he? Because of I don't know. But, damn, at least one child out of this girl would have been okay. Or at least a miscarriage or something.
Maybe she just had bad genetics and had infertility.
The dude had that
why don't we hear a story about her infertility?
I don't know. There are other ones who had OCPD.
Oh, there is stories about her infertility?
Having what are those called, cystic something.
They knew she had cystic fibrosis back then? Or she had endometriosis? Give me a break, man. We found that out in this century. Oh, give me a fucking break. Endometriosis? Get endometriosis?
But I don't know, man. You have to look into that corpus.
Endometriosis is how you get cystic fibrosis.
The guy used to put the hammer down. He knew what he was doing.
So we're going with cystic fibrosis. This is better. At least now we're proving she was a female.
Correct. So there was a mention of her and Hafsa, right? Like you'd see the verse that talks about the two of them, the two wives, just fucking giggling and making fun of her for the honey drink. So.
Is this in the Quran?
Yeah. But it doesn't mention her name, so it talks about just look at two. Let me give you the verse now.
66, 1 through 5. My man.
Dude, I'm not a palimpsest, so I don't know.
Verse 66, 1 through 5.
Yeah, so I want to read something just when I have time.
That's off the memory. That's off the memory. I don't even know if I'm right about that.
It's a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call for us. This is what I call it. This is how little we know about Aisha. The historical figure, and this is from Jonathan Little in his dissertation. He's an Oxford scholar. The historical figure of Aisha stands at the center of enormous religious and legal authority, and the actual evidentiary foundation of her life rests on surprisingly fragile ground. Nearly everything claimed about her derives from literary traditions compiled generations after the lifetime of Muhammad, rather than contemporary documentation or independent corroboration. The bulk of information on Aisha comes from hadith collections such as Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. texts that stem roughly 2 centuries after the events they describe. These collections rely heavily on chains of oral transmission, whose reliability cannot be verified for external records, archaeological evidence, or contemporary written testimony. The figure of Elijah therefore emerges not from direct historical observation, but from a carefully curated narrative tradition shaped by later scholarly communities. I could go on and on. There's more, but the bottom line is that this is the foundation of the Hadithan corpus is. I mean, most of them are narrated by this figure. And what does it mean to say that there is no evidence of her? This is bad. That's bad news. When you rely so heavily on the testimony of Aisha, and yet there's so little evidence. What is the son of that? The son of is completely stripped away. All of the narration by Aisha are just can began with the tradition rests on nothing but hearsay and scant evidence, and that's what Jonathan or Joshua Little said.
And honestly, like, I'm giving him an out by saying she was a boy. Because then that means he never married a young girl.
Exactly.
So, like, I'm not even believing, like, this whole, like, like, pedophilia sort of thing. I'm looking at this, like,
You're working with them.
there's a chance that, the marriage was never consummated in that way. Even though it looks like the women wanted him to consummate the marriage when she was 9. The women that were taking care of Aisha. There's a narration of this, right? Am I correct on this? Somebody could fact check me. But there is a narration saying that they were preparing for her, or preparing that she be for the marriage to be consummated at the age of 9. So
I checked that. They were preparing her.
yeah, you'll see.
I'll look at it.
Yeah, or the 2 women that were taking care of Aisha that wanted to make sure the marriage was consummated. There's some sort of narration with this. And they were like, oh no, she's ready. I just don't think that this person was a girl. This doesn't make any sense. She was in battle. He's considered a tomboy, left behind. She got punched in the chest. Remember when she was assaulted? That's some like bro stuff. Who punches a girl in the tit? Like come on, man. You slap a woman in the face. You don't punch her in the tit.
The rib would probably break or something.
You punch a man in his chest though. That I would do. Well, even that story, like everything about her just always pointed to me as a young boy. Every little second of every little story about it.
Yeah. Listen to this one. This is Bukhari 3894, or it could be, or it's a 5134 in the common numbering system. But this is a Sahih hadith narrated by Aisha. Allah's messenger married me when I was 6 years old and consummated the marriage with me when I was 9 years old. My mother came to me while I was playing on a swing with some of my girl companions. She called me and I went to her, not knowing what she wanted. She took me by the hand and made me stand at the door of the house. I was breathless. When my breathing became normal, she took some water and rubbed my face and head with it. Then she took me into the house. There was some woman on the Ansar in the house who said, best wishes and Allah's blessings and good luck. Then she entrusted me to them, and they prepared me for marriage. And unexpectedly, Allah's messenger came to me in the forenoon, and my mother handed me over to them. Now, there's so much there that we could delve into. That's not, those situations are for young men. When a young man or a young adopted boy enters another household, That's the tradition. That's what this could be.
Telling you, Daniel,
It's
bro.
a boy.
Telling you, bro.
Aisha was a young. He married a young boy.
I don't even think it was a marriage. It was just a gift or some sort of obsession. You know, he was an older man, I guess.
Yeah.
What happened with older men?
He's taking the boy under his wing. You could say.
What?
You know.
I mean, who's the closest successor?
We're losing people.
Who's the closest successor? Aisha. Not
Ali.
the.
It's Ali. Because
Wow.
Ali was raised by Muhammad.
Or I think this is too controversial. There's evidence. There's a lot of evidence to suggest this thesis is correct. But it's honestly going to be impossible for us to. How are we ever going to present this? I mean, this is as controversial as you can get. I'm sorry.
Well, we are known for our own original ideas and arguments, and this is just part of, a full thesis that we have here. Not going with the social norms, with the demonic, burning of Qurans. No. We don't go with any of those things. We have our own understanding of this. And if it wasn't surrounded by such a web of lies, then it would be easy to believe. But it just seems like it's the opposite. Every time they say, don't have partners to Allah except him and his messenger. They contradict themselves, like, right after they say things. I just can't. Impossible. And not think the opposite. I mean, they want to believe. They want to believe it's a girl, then believe it's a girl. Prove it. Prove it was a girl. You played with dolls, really? That's all they got. That's it. That means the whole hadith corpus is garbage. That's ultimately what I'm trying to prove. You hit it right on the head. You can't prove this girl. You can't prove this girl. You can't prove any of it. Let's just try to figure out who Aisha is. Was she a boy or was she a young woman?
And what was the point of females back then? They're respectful to females now, but it was so that way they can bear strong children. Why did he keep her around at that point? Was it out of compassion or was it a different motive? Or back then.
How old did Aisha live to? How old was she when she died? 60s. Only men lived up to the 60s. Women never lasted that long.
Well, I think that Aisha is a crucial linchpin. You pull that pin and everything comes crumbling down.
I'm not Muslim, but I think if you're gonna make the argument.
Why are you interrupting me?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Let me just finish what I'm saying. If Aisha's credibility and her historicity is in question, and 60% of Bukhari is narrated by Aisha, 40% of Muslim is narrated by Aisha. If the historicity of her is very essential for the legitimacy of traditional Islam, of the Sunnah. The Sunnah itself is in question with the historicity of Aisha. And we know nothing until 200 years after the death of the Prophet about her. I mean, upon what does Sunni Islam rest? All right, go ahead, Teresa. That was my only point.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry. But I was gonna say, if you're gonna make the point, because like women didn't live that long, she could have also been an exception because Khadijah was narrated to live a long time too.
I don't know about that. Average woman lifespan.
65 years.
Yeah, see what I mean?
65 years old.
But I feel like if you want to make like a better point than, I think that doesn't really work. I think the best bet is just to like to kind of take Islam by its roots and destroy it from there, instead of like the Hadith, kind of destroy it from the Quran.
With from all angles. We don't just do one direction, but yeah, I mean, you could destroy it from the Quran, but
I mean, a lot of the Hadiths I kind of think are. I mean, I don't even think Islam by itself being bad morals should just be like common sense. Like, if he is a good prophet or whatever, then why does he have such bad morals? You could just make the morality argument.
the bulk of the information. All right, let's frame it. 60% of Bukhari is narrated by Aisha. 40% of Muslim, and that's a large portion of the Sunnah. I mean, what happens to the Sunnah if the historicity of Aisha is in question? The bulk of the information about Aisha comes from Hadith collections such as Bukhari, Muslim texts assembled roughly 2 centuries, 200 years after the events they describe. These collections rely heavily on chains of oral transmission whose reliability cannot be verified. Their external records, archaeological evidence, contemporary written testimony. The figure of Aisha therefore emerges not from direct historical observation, but from a carefully curated narrative tradition shaped by later scholarly views. Modern academic research, including the work of Jonathan J. Little, further highlights how even specific details about Aisha, such as a pivotal aspect of her biology, appear to trace back to limited transmission networks in later historical memory. When the foundational elements of a figure's biography depend on such narrow and retrospective sources, the certainty with which later tradition presents that figure begins to appear disproportionate to the evidentiary base. In historical terms, Aisha occupies a paradoxical position. She is one of the most influential transmitters of religious law and intimate prophetic tradition, yet she remains almost entirely absent from contemporaneous, independently verifiable historical documentation. The result is a figure whose authority looms large within religious history, while resting upon a record that, by the standards applied to many other ancient personalities, would be considered strikingly thin. And I ask the question again: what happens to tradition? What happens to the Sunnah?
It's
We
like
find out that I
gone, and it's mostly like.
it's fucked. It's fucked. It's fucked. It's fucked.
What would be the point of inventing it?
It's
Danielle, based on, like, what would be the point if you could attribute it to somebody that actually existed?
What are you asking me?
What would be the point of inventing a character when they could just as easily have attributed whatever they want to attribute to somebody that actually existed?
Look, I have no idea. I mean, I don't understand what that like. Why would they make it up? The reason they made it up is because they based a lot of the law on her. So people that said that they had a testimony from her, there was a lot of clout. There was a lot of the gravity of her statements. They hold weight, right? So if you say that Aisha said something, that's legally binding. That becomes part of Sharia. So that's why they make this stuff up.
Right, but it only has weight if the person if they already knew the person actually existed, right? I don't understand. Are you saying she didn't exist, or saying, like my good friend, that she was actually a boy?
I think you're having trouble with following. The whole point is that the historicity of Aisha is in question. And if the hadiths that are based upon her narration are in question as well, given that we don't know much about her. It may be attributed to someone that didn't exist, as far as we know. Now, the question you ask is like, well, why would they do such a thing? I don't know. I mean,
No, I'm saying
are you a Muslim?
No. If I'm going to invent something, right? I want to say the hadith or whatever. I want this thing to be attributed with some strength, with some authority. Then I have people that I'm like, there are names of the, whatever they call them, Sahaba. I could have chosen anybody because it's 100 years later. Nobody will know, right? Why invent somebody that raises the questions exactly that you're or that whoever you were reading their work raises? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's something doesn't work. A liar always bases something on a little kernel of truth, right? So I don't know why I would attribute to an entirely made up person.
Well, because she exists in oral tradition. What are you talking about? She exists within tradition. So I'm talking about the historicity of Aisha in contemporaneous documentation, archaeology, and things like that. So she does exist within the tradition. So why did they make up that he had a wife? I don't understand what your question is.
Well, at some point, this character, assuming the character did not exist, at some point it have to be invented. And the question is, what? When you have plenty of people around that you could, attribute whatever you want to. Well, already, why take the chance of being so discovered, so to speak?
Well, because of the tradition of her being and her intimacy with the prophet and her nearness to the prophet, which makes her testimony more poignant. Her nearness to the prophet himself.
So why would tradition exist?
Just stop for a second. You have no idea what you're talking about. I don't think you understand Islam or the argument that I'm trying to make. If you want to marry a 6-year-old girl, let's say you want to marry a 6-year-old girl and you want a fucking 9-year-old girl. How are you going to do that? Well, you're going to fucking make up a story about fucking Muhammad marrying a 6-year-old girl and fucking a 9-year-old girl. And that's going to make it kosher, dude. That's why they do it. That's why she's the basis of so much. Like I said, 60% of Bukhari, 40% Muslim is based upon or narrated by Aisha, a figure with scant historical representation.
All right, that's the reason. I understand.
Why don't they just make up instead of just making up a character, why don't they just pick someone that really did exist with the prophet and that everyone knows about?
Oh my God.
So that they would never, like, what kind of a question, like, dude. Yeah, this is directly from Joshua Little's dissertation, Oxford scholar. Even he writes it. They don't even know how old they can't even determine her age using critical theory. They have no fucking clue.
Who would question the wife of the prophet, right?
Right, which means that I'm saying before the hadith are written down, there had to already have been a tradition that this person existed, whether she did or didn't, or whether it's a boy or whatever. There had to have been a pre-existing tradition, right?
Yeah, I guess there probably was a pre-existing tradition about it. Maybe she did exist. We can always speculate, but what I'm trying to do is, I'm not saying that, look, Aisha didn't exist. That's not the point that I'm trying to make. I'm just explaining to you that the evidence for her existence is very scant. Now, there are people that existed Now, there are people that existed, and the evidence for them is very scant. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
There's some guy who wasn't like, he did live a very unremarkable life. He was a farmer. He existed. There's no evidence that he existed anywhere, but nonetheless he existed.
Why is my face surrounded by candles?
Do you understand that? At least the people exist, and there's nothing, no documentation to suggest they did.
Why is my Fred, how can I help you today?
Yeah, there you go.
Completely transparent rescue.
God.
If you're looking for modern design, bright open spaces, and a backyard made for gathering, this 4-bedroom gem is ready for you. Let's schedule a tour. If you're looking for modern design, bright open spaces, and a backyard made for gathering, this 4-bedroom gem is ready for you. Let's schedule a tour.
What's making you think that she didn't exist? Or are you just like listing things that would totally ruin the authenticity of all the hadiths?
That's okay. It makes me think that she didn't exist.
Yeah, like, are you claiming that you don't think she exists? Like, what makes you think that? Just curious.
لایه‌های مختلفی داره. من یکی از مواردی که شاهزاده دیده شد و گفتم چهرهایی که
Because I thought the argument was that, like, we can't prove that she's a girl or a woman.
گفتار اونا، گفتمان اونا رو نسل
Yeah, that's
جوان
gonna be more
درک نمی‌کرد.
difficult
من حالا
about her
نمی‌دونم
being
اسم بیاریم نیاریم. من خودم پای صحبت یه سری از
So I kind of wanted to take a more broad approach to Aisha. But
Yeah.
Barb has a theory that Aisha was a boy.
How long do you think, you guys?
All right.
Let me ask you this, like, what does the debate really involve in the stakes? Like, whether or not you're right or wrong, you know, minus the time that you spend thinking about this, debating this. What's the outcome that you're looking for other than content? Is it giving you contentment?
What are you talking about?
I'm saying I'm questioning, you know, how you spend your time using your brain. You asked for clarification, so I'm just asking you, what's the point? Hello?
You don't understand what we're even saying.
Oh, I speak English. I can actually hear you and listen to what you're saying. And I'm recording it, so if I want to go back and listen to it even more, guess what? I can.
Well, all right. What are we talking about?
I don't know. You tell me.
What's the topic?
Aisha, apparently. I mean, look at the name. Aisha. She, the eye of sheep. Are we sure that Aisha is not just a metaphor and not a little boy or a little girl? Hello? Are you being too literal? Hello?
Share your medical. Like, go and be alone with it. It's depressing. Come on, just go away.
Hello? I'm depressing? Are you projecting onto me your own depression? I feel great. I'm having a Miller High Life over here and just had a wonderful Brazilian chicken dinner. Hello? Are you projecting? Hello?
That's weird.
Oh, now you sound like a Schwartz. That's what the Schwartz always say when they got nothing else to say. They say, that's weird. Weird. That's like no evidence to support what you're saying. So you just say that's weird. You ever notice that? That's kind of weird to me. Hello?
You're mentally ill.
Are you projecting on me? I've seen you, Daniel. You look like you haven't showered in weeks. Your hair is oily. It looks like you're from 1920s. You look dusty. Hello?
mentally. I don't want to go there.
Hello?
Just go be mentally ill somewhere else.
Oh, I see.
Legit. Please.
Oh, I see. Okay. So it's a me problem. Okay, got it.
You're being a weirdo. No.
Oh, really? I'm being a weirdo? You guys are on here 7 days a week talking about the same fucking topic, and I'm weird? Oh. Sorry, Daniel. It's not me who's weird. It's you. It's you who's weird. It's Megatron who's weird. You guys keep doing the same fucking thing every day. What the fuck's wrong with you? Hello? Fucking weirdo.
Megatron, I only wanted to call you a heretic, bro. Because he's an Orthodox sympathizing heretic. And Daniel, you're an atheist sympathizer heretic.
Did you ever eat Last Supper? Are you a Catholic?
Oh, yes.
You find heretical about the bar's face?
Some sort of aquatic slug.
Is there anyone in particular?
There is the question of the dowry. You are short the amounts we agreed on. That is an installment with more to follow.
If it were a thing of beauty,
Hold on,
we
playing
could
PUBG.
overlook such things, but it most certainly is not.
My uncle, His Grace the Pope, is too modest. He is also offering
No, I
the
just wanted to come on
sanctuary
Clubhouse
of
for hours.
Urbino with its wealth of farmland.
What do you say?
We happily accept your increase in the dowry.
Congratulations. French roulette is good accepted. To stay in favour long enough to get pregnant. Do you think you can manage that?
Well, shall we go and meet the groom? My second son, Henry, Duke of Orleans.
Much nicer to look at in real life than your portrait. Don't you see that?
Majesty, just like that, we will marry.
Hello?
You're protected. I've seen this.
China does a good job of replicating and copying us to certain degrees, right? But they're not like true innovators. They're just not.
Have very deep conversations about mental illness, genius, epigenetics, and medication. We had that conversation. I made some tofu. I think I won't die. I think it was edible. I have an idea to make some more. I'd be really healthy about it.
Is all tofu edible?
Well, I mean, if I cook it, it might not be.
Oh.
But I did I think I did an okay job. I put some olive oil down. I threw some spices on it. I swirled it around. It was good. I'm not mad at it. Add some hot sauce. Really good. Next time I'm going to try to add some beans. Garbanzo beans. I think it'll be even better.
What kind of tofu was it? Brown?
I don't know. It was white. Are there different colors of tofu?
No. It's the density of it. From our farm.
It was firm. It was like a block of tofu.
Okay. Did you do anything special before you cooked it, or?
I took it out of the water and then I used a napkin and I like dried it a little bit and that was about it. I didn't do anything to it. I don't really know how to cook it. It's the first time I ever made it.
The next time.
Where were you when I did this help? I was asking everybody. Go ahead.
I don't know. But for next time, put like a saran wrap over it, and then put a couple of real heavy books over that. And so what it does is that it just squeezes all the water out. And then when you put it in your marinade, it kind of expands and sucks all the marinade back in.
Ooh, I didn't marinate it. I just put it straight into the fryer. And it was okay.
Yeah, you can marinate it with whatever you want. It's kind of like, portable mushroom that gets the flavor of whatever the flavoring is. And so this will do that too. So you can make it really delicious with whatever sauce and marinade.
Okay then. Well, now I've eaten and now I have like a little bit of a...
با امنیت زندگیشون رو بکنن، حتی اگه رأی نداشته باشه، حتی اگه رأی بدن، حتی اگه رأی مخالف بدن یا رو موافق بدن. الان ما داریم نابود میشیم از دست همین طیف سلطنت طلبایی که دارن میگن مرگ اینوری مرگ اونوری، هر کی کنار ما نشینه مجاهد، هر کی کنار ما نشینه فلانه، هر کی که نشینه. من دوست ندارم کنار تو بشینم. این دموکراسیه. من دوست ندارم وجود تو باعث مشکله.
Why is my face surrounded by candles? Master. وجود جمهوری اسلامی بیشتر به نظر من جمهوری اسلامی که وجودش باعث مشکل تا حالا یه سری طرفدارای پهلوی، یعنی من خودم اینجور در داخل خیلی هم با این طرفدارای دولتی که آقای پهلوی درگیرم، همه دوستانم میدونم، ولی به نظر فکر نمی‌کنید که باید اون نوع پیکار روی جمهوری اسلامی باشه تا آقای پهلوی و طرفدارا کلان؟
برن جا ایشون رفتن عزیزم. تو افتادن.
یکی نوشته از طرفدار
ای کاش نمیرم چون می‌خواستم به چالش بکشمشون. کلا توی که میزد زد و نقیص داشتن فاش خیلی از
آقا شمایی که منو انداختی پایین، شما میگی صحبت نکن، ولی شما منو میندازی پایین و ایشون اومده یه فقط تخریب کنه، بعد هیچ راه حلی هم نداره، فقط
Anybody want pepperoni before the cactus burst? Why is my face surrounded by candles?
Master, you're early. You were just
Why is my face surrounded by candles?
Master, you're early.
Somebody started a cold in my living room. Anybody want pepperoni before the cactus burst?
آره بهرنگ جان، اول بگم خیلی بد میاد. امیدوارم صدای من بدی صدای شما انتقاد بده نکنه.
من دارم رانندگی میکنم. یکی دیگه از مادریتوران.
اصلا هستم برم برو. من اتفاقا این آقای ایدیا رو نمیشناسم. یعنی من شاید بگم اولین بار حرفش رو شنیدم. اینی که افرادم میگه من از درون ایران هستم نمیدونم. یعنی من میتونم که بگم در درون ایران ولی نیست. ولی صحبتایشون به نظر من بسیار درست بود. منتها همونجور که خودشم با صداقت گفت، خودش که ببین من که تخصصم این نیست که بیام تمام جزئیات رو بفهمم و بدونم و بتونم به سوالات شما پاسخ بدم. ولی اون چیزی که من حس میکنم امروز جامعه ما میخواد، من دارم حس خودم رو میگم.
Hello, New York. We are bringing you to your doorstep on the 17th and 18th of February. We shall see in Manhattan.
ما به یک مسالمت اجتماعی برسیم بعد از جمهوری اسلامی، به جز این راهی که ایلیال میگه راه دیگه وجود نداره. یعنی اگر قرار باشه بعد از جمهوری اسلامی ما نتونیم شرایطی باشه که گروه‌های مختلف بیان برای قدرت همه با هم مشارکت بکنن، برای چی مشارکت کنن؟ برای اینکه همدیگه رو حذف بکنن؟ خیر، برای اینکه بتونن در پلورالیسم سیاسی با همدیگه رقابت بکنن. منتها این قضیه در لحظه فروپاشی جمهوری اسلامی میسر نخواهد بود، با یه صندوق رأی هم حل نخواهد شد. بنابراین صحبت ایلیای کاملا درسته. این بستره باید قبل از اون به وجود بیاد. قبل از اینکه جمهوری اسلامی به وجود بیاد، بستره باید به وجود بیاد که گروه‌های متنوعی بتونن در اونجا با هم دیگه بستره گفتگو، همکاری، همداری داشته باشن. الان همچین بستره‌ای موجود نیست. اگر بخواد این بستره به وجود بیاد، باید یه سازماندهی سیاسی باشه که در اون سازماندهی سیاسی ایلیای به یه سخن خیلی جالبی توجه کرد که حالا تو کانتکست سیاسیش بهش میگن ancient charter، یعنی یک منشوری برای دوران گذار، یک منشوری که در برگیرنده همه گروه ها باشه، همه گروه، یعنی شما نمیتونید بگید اینو من دوست ندارم، نمیتونید بگید. بعد دیگه واخد مجبورین چیکار کنید؟ حالا با اون گروه ها میکنید چیکار بکنید؟ بعد بکشینشون، چون اونا که حذف نمیشن که، اونا که هستن. پس بنابراین باید همه گروه ها بشه. منتها گروه هایی هستن که نمیخواهند دموکراتیک باشن، یعنی گروه های کالتی هستن، مثلا مجاهدین. خب مسلمه در اون اینترنچارت وارد نمیشن که بخواهن مقایمان مشارکتی داشته باشن، برای خودشون کالتن و برن دنبال کار خودشون. ولی بسیاری از گروه ها میتونن در واقع در یک منشوری که در واقع همه شمول باشه قرار بگیرن. حالا صحبت کردیم که این منشور رو کی بنویسه. خب اول بستره‌ای به وجود بیاد تا آدم‌ها با هم صحبت بکنن. یعنی همون صحبت‌های خیلی جالب خانم گنجی برای من خیلی قابل توجه بود. گفتش که ببین بیان سوء تفاهم‌ها رو مطرح بکنن، بیان یه فضایی بیارن که اونا رو دعوت بکنن که بیان ما هم صحبت کنیم. کسی اینجا قدرت وجود نداره که بخوایم سهم به کسی بدیم. قدرت الان جمهوری اسلامی. پس بنابراین این سهم کشی قدرت یک خطای شناختی به یک مسئله ذهنیه. این ذهن شماست که داره میگه این اومده سهم ببره. کدوم قدرت که دست جمهوری اسلامی. پس بنابراین موضوع سنی که چجوری ما با همکاری هم دیگه تبدیل به قدرت بشیم که اسمش از آلترناتیو فرد نیست. مسلمه که یک فرد میتونه آلترناتیو میتونه ریپرزنتیو داشته باشه، یعنی یک مدیر، یک رهبر میگه من رهبر این آلترناتیو هست. ولی آلترناتیو یک سیستم سیاسیه. ما فعلا سیستم سیاسی نداریم. پس بنابراین باید به جای اینکه آقای شاهزاده حمله بکنیم، به جای اینکه به گروه‌های دیگه حمله بکنیم، به جای اینکه به هم بپردازیم، اگه بگیم که این بده اون خوبه، شاهزاده کم زیاده، این بده، فخرآور بده، اون یکی بده، مجاهد رو بگیریم چیکارش بکنیم، چیکارش نکنیم. به جای این خطاهای شناختی و فرافکنی ما باید نگاه بکنیم که اون صحبتی که ایلیای کرد در واقع مغز داستانه. چگونه میشه این چارتی رو به وجود آورد که دفعه در برگیرنده تمام نیروهای مخالف جمهوری اسلامی بشه که تبدیل به یک قدرتی بشه، جمهوری اسلامی رو ناکداون میکنه و از طریق دیگه اون چیز منشوری که اینها با هم دیگه دست دادن، قرار دادن، نوشتن، اون آینده‌ای باشه برای بعد از جمهوری اسلامی. یعنی این منشوری که الان قبلش دست دادن و دارن در اون مسیر همکاری و همیاری میکنن، جوری باشه که در واقع مکانیزم‌هایش در واقع تولید بشه. یعنی سیستم سیاسی هم میگه سیستم سیاسی مکانیزم درست میکنه، سیستم سیاسی مکانیزم رو درست بکنه، اون موقع بعد از جمهوری شما میتونید با خیال راحت بگید که ما روش ها مجموعه های درست کردیم که باعث آرامش و صلح جامعه، ریکانسیلیشن جامعه میشه و همچنین در برگیرنده نیروهای مختلف سیاسی که حالا با هم دیگه بیان بشیم که یک قانون اساسی یا کانستیتوشنی رو از طریق یک مجلس مؤسسان به وجود بیاریم. مجلس مؤسسان جینی نیست که با بشکن بزنیم دیگه الان من 4 نفرم میذارم تو یه مجلس مؤسسان درست میکنم. مجلس مؤسسان نشون دهنده نماینده اقشار مختلف مردمه. خب شما اگر نتونید بستری اون رو به وجود بیارین، یک بستری سرکوب به وجود بیارین، مجلس مؤسسانتون هم مجلس مؤسسان ساختگیه. مجلس مؤسسانی که خودتون و افرادی که دوستانه رو گذاشتین تو قانون اساسی هم مثل خب مثل جمهوری اسلامی دیگه. جمهوری اسلامی مگه جمهوری اسلامی مجلس مؤسسات تشکیل نداره؟ من به شما میگم در شهریور سال 1358 مجلس مؤسسات تشکیل شد و جمهوری اسلامی هم قانون اساسیش از درون مجلس مؤسسات در اومد. ولی خب چی شد؟ چه ولایی و این حرفا. بنابراین ما از امروز توجه بکنیم که چگونه این نقاط رو پر بکنیم با همکاری شاهزاده، با همکاری بقیه، تا بتونیم این جریان و اون چیزی که ایلیایی گفتش که مردم این دربرگیرنده این شمولگرایی رو طلب میکنن، ما این رو بتونیم فراهم بکنیم. این وظیفه ما که در خارج از کشور این هسته. اونا در درون کشور نمیتونن این کارو بکنن چون سرکوب میشن. پس بنابراین در کشور آزاد حقه که این مسئله فراهم میشه. حالا شاهزاده میتونه بکنه نمیتونه بکنه، با بقیه باید کمک. من نمیدونم، من اینجا برای شما یه حل جادویی ندارم، ولی اون چیزی که ایلیایی میگه به نظر من برخلاف دوستان که گفتن ضد و نقیض بود، من ضد و نقیض ندیدم تو حرفش. کامل نبود ولی ضد و نقیض نبود. بنابراین من فکر میکنم که اون صحبت ایشون رو فقط اومدم تایید بکنم که بسیار صحبت به نظر
از دیدگاه من ضد و نقیض بود حرفش. حالا من از شما سوال دارم. ماشاءالله خیلی زیبا سخن میگی. معلومه هم هست که معلوماتتون خیلی بالاست آقای کوروش و از من خیلی بیشتره. حالا من در پی صحبتاتون از اون سوال دارم. خب از اونجایی که ما میدونیم، حالا من یه چند تا نکته از حرفاتون گرفتم، خیلی دوست دارم جواب سوال منم میدید. از اونجایی که همه ما میدونیم آقای پهلوی میگه آقا من اصلا کاری به سلطنت ندارم، بکن حقیقات از این بر باشم چپ باشم راست بارها گفته. حالا اینو داشته باشیم. شما مثلا میگید که ما خیلی بخوام با زبان عامیانه و بخوام منظور شما رو متوجه شدم بگم اینه که شما به دور میز بشینیم هممون برید در مورد آینده و یا قانونی و چه اتفاقی بخواد بیفته و اینا صحبت بکنیم. سوال من از شما اینه رضا پهلوی با کی میخواد بشینه دور اون میز؟ با خانم مسیح علیرضا؟ You guys are defending Hamas. Let me say Hamas. No, forget about that. Forget about that. No. Can we just get back on track here? No, we can't. No, we can't get back on track. You said the minimum, meaning what they have to plan for. So why don't you talk about this? What they should have planned for? You said they were wrong. Listen, right? You defend Hamas. Just answer it. No, I'm not defending Hamas. I'm saying to you, you're defending their action. No, I'm not defending their action. What I'm saying to you, questions you don't know. I'm trying to ask questions based on what you're saying. I'm going to ask you a question. To get back to what we were talking about. You have questions. You said. My turn. Yeah, of course. But listen. My turn. Did Hamas say what we did, we fucked up? Yes or no? Not in those terms, but yes. No, hold on. Did Hamas say it? Yes or no? Yes, I said not in those terms. You're paraphrasing. There's no discussion. No, so can we? So if there's no discussion, why say here? If Hamas said it, that's it. We're done. Are you willing to discuss? Or are you not willing to discuss? What are you willing to do? I will tell you. I'm not willing to defend Hamas. Okay. Wrong. So if you're not willing to discuss, then why say here? Edward, you defend what Hamas. Do you want to discuss, or do you not want to discuss, or do you just want to talk? You want to defend Hamas? No, don't tell me what I want to do. Let's discuss it, and you figure out what I want to do. No, what I'm about. You want to defend what Hamas already admitted is wrong. How do you know? How do you know I'm going to defend it? We haven't discussed it yet. You're going to tell somebody when you're debating, you're going to say, we're not going to debate anymore because I know this is what you're going to say. No. And then here I'm right because this is what you're going to say. No. Okay then.
Edward, this is the guy. This is the problem with this guy, right? I gave him a scenario. If I'm resisting against a criminal, it's wrong. I want to go back to second. Edward, this is the guy.
والسلام عليكم أمير يا أخو
Don't mind the bro. You know, fuck off. You know, you know. It's not your fucking room.
مش عربي هذا مش عربي
It's not every girl, man. Calm down.
والسلام عبد الحميد جدك لطول قمر شوخ عليه جدك لشوخ عليه لشوخ عليه
Thank you. He's cursing me out, little bitch.
عبد الحميد لشوخ عليه
Okay, there you go. So, by the way, this is the same idiot.
These are the fake people, right? He talks about, like, okay, fuck Hamas, sure. And then he wants to talk about my grandfather who dedicated his life from the age of 14 to serve the Palestinian people.
And would sit in the audience, you have to come off the fucking mic every 2 seconds, and you have to speak and suck his dick, right? Sit in the audience like a little cunt you are, fucking old fart, fucking bitch. So again, we booty claps for the fucking Zionist scumbags.
So here's the minimum. Here's what he said. The minimum risk that Hamas should have accounted for, and this is an argument I've heard before.